Sometimes great video games can stumble at the very last hurdle. A well-crafted story can still feel empty if it doesn't have enough closure at the very end. Insomniac's Spiderman was a game that ticked almost every box for me. It had amazing combat that complemented Spider-Man's acrobatic style, it had web swinging that was simple and yet robust and endless fun, and most importantly it had a story that was deep and delved into not only Spider-Man and the villains themselves, but the human characters that were behind the masks, which made the final few climactic hours all that more potent and emotional. It also did a fantastic job of bringing a fulfilling conclusion to the overall story and all the characters, whilst also hinting enough just towards the end for the future of Spider-Man's story, but at the same time not feeling like it was a painful cliffhanger that we have to wait years for. However, after finishing the final episode of the DLCs today, I must admit, right at the very end, I was slightly disappointed. In the first episode though, I was pleasantly surprised. It gave more weight and depth into the relationship between Spider-Man and Black Cat, a character that we didn't see very much in the main game, and that threw a wrench into the complex nature that surrounded Peter and MJ's situation that they found themselves in at the end of the game. And all the while at the same time these characters had to work together to find another way to deal with the growing threat from a new crime boss, Hammerhead. By episode 2 we get the feeling that New York is, yet again, losing control of its inhabitants, and even Spider-Man starts to feel overwhelmed with the destruction in the city. His relationship with Yuri is tested as she feels the brutal force of Hammerhead's mafia as they constantly attack the police. And in true Insomniac fashion, we get embroiled into these characters again, old characters and new ones, which makes the addition to the story just feel as powerful and meaningful as the main story. But in episode 3, I felt that things started to fall apart. Black Cat and Yuri seem to take a back seat, which is strange since we've had 2 episodes focused on them. Instead we get Silver Sable, the leader of Sable Industries, and it seems as though like the story focuses on an idea that we've already seen in the main game, Spider-Man and Sable putting aside their differences and teaming up to face the real threat, which this time is Hammerhead. I felt a little bit disappointed here since we've had stellar writing both in the main game and previous episodes up to this point. There doesn't seem to be much danger in New York anymore. Characters we love and have spent time with are no longer in danger, and it felt like I was just replaying an inferior version of the ending to the main game. I mean, don't get me wrong, overall this game and its DLC packages altogether is an amazing achievement for Insomniac. It's by far the best Spider-Man game to have ever existed, plain and simple. But after playing the final episode today, I just can't shake the feeling that they were winning the race, and they just had to run the final few feet and they accidentally tripped over the finish line. They still won the race, but they crossed the line slightly bruised and had scraped knees. But let's look at the big picture. It's a slight stumble in an otherwise fantastic adaptation of Marvel's web-swinging superhero. I don't think we can complain too much. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you wish to see more, you can subscribe for notifications of future videos, and a like always makes me smile. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.